Hey everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life here for another Spiegel Mom Scraps video. Today I'm going to be using some of my Willow Lane collection along with that beautiful cut file you see there. I received that in a Secret Not Secret Kit Club a while ago. And my goal is to create, I wasn't really sure, but it's going to turn into a Halloween themed layout, but a non-traditional one. So I knew I wanted to use this cut file, and I am going to do a tiny bit of mixed media doing tone on tone. Now, if you are watching this on the Spiegel Mom Scraps channel and you've never seen any of my layouts or kind of what my style is, I really like to do mixed media where it's very subtle. So it's there, but you don't necessarily see it unless you look really closely. That does tend to be a little bit more of my style. So in order to do that, I grabbed some shimmers, and I'm going to use the Cotton Candy and the Glorious Day, and that's a Vibes, I believe. Now, I do this together because it makes the nice kind of light coral color that you see, and once it all dries, it kind of blends in there, and it is there, but again, the subtle look, so you don't necessarily see it, and I love it. I just... no rhyme or reason to it, just trying to get it around the circle so when you place the cut file back on, you'll see bits and pieces poking through. That is one of the beautiful things about cut files, is if you add too much and you lay the cut file, once you put the cut file back on, the little tiny mistakes and stuff tend to get covered up if you feel like you've made a mistake with mixed media, which I always do because I'm just not an expert at it. But I still have fun playing, and I don't shy away from it, even though I'm definitely not an expert at it. I just keep going, and eventually something turns out. And if I really, really don't like it, it is just a piece of pattern paper. I will just toss it and move on and do something else. So there you can see, I went ahead and did that. I'm going to soak it up just to make sure that there's no added too much moisture on my page. I do a little bit of splatter in the pink, so it's just kind of there, and let it dry overnight. So putting my cut file back on. Now this is at the point where I wasn't actually sure what my layout was going to be about. However, I am in the process of using up my supplies. I'm in the middle of a big year-long spending freeze. And so I had these beautiful floral pieces. Now this is from the Auburn Lane collection. And I have kind of been hoarding this because it's so pretty. And I'm like, nope, can't do that. I had just created a layout with Auburn Lane just that I just released yesterday. And so this was sitting on my desk. And so I grabbed it, and I'm going to use all of the gold and the green leaves just to kind of have a little bit of interest to that wreath because it's white. I'm not going to do anything to it. I'm not going to paint it or anything like that. Just let it be. And this is a nice kind of little bit of added texture and just interest to the wreath itself. Now, I wish I had taken a photo and glued this part down because it changes a little bit as I find my photo, and I took it off to kind of replay with a few things, but that's okay. It's part of my process. I am not actually one that I don't just stick things down right away. I really tend to create my layout. Once I'm happy with it, then I glue it down. And so things tend to change when you do stuff like that. And this is just one of the examples. I really had fun playing with all of this and just trying to make it all fit. And now you can see I'm going to go in and look at my photos. I originally wanted to use this photo right here, which is actually a winter photo. This was at the Christmas parade from last year, but it just wasn't doing it for me. So it was a little too much. I wasn't sure where I was going to put my title or how I was going to finish it off that way, but I'm thinking about it. I'm going to look through all my paper. I wanted to add a large element to this wreath in some form, and I end up finding my pattern paper that has the houses, and I do fussy cut one out and place it on there thinking it's going to just kind of live there. However, I don't end up liking the way it looks, but I grabbed that pink because this is the photo I'm actually going to use. My daughter is in this really adorable pink butterfly costume. It was her very first Halloween, and it really matched what I was trying to go for. So I was thinking it was going to work really, really well. But then, as you can see, I've taken all the leaves off. So when I went back to place the leaves on, this house didn't end up having a home. which is funny. So I've come up with a few other ideas. Instead, I found this word cute, and it's got the same pink vibe going on. So it's doing what I was hoping that house would do within my title instead. And I'm just going to title this Too Cute to Spook. And I know you're thinking like, this is a Spiegel Mom Scraps layout. Where are your sequins? Oh, here they come. So I'm going to grab a bit from the Fab Fuchsia, the orange, and the green galore, and I just kind of sprinkle it around the wreath itself, thinking this is good. You can do things like this, and if you're a little bit maybe new to sequins maybe, or you don't like to have a ton of bling on your layout, this is a really good way to do it. You can almost hide it within the layers, so it's there, and because it's sparkly, you will notice it, but it's not in your face. So if you tend to be like that type of scrapbooker, it's a really great way to go ahead and use your sequins. And if you get one mix, especially if you get like a fall themed one, you could just use the little ones hanging throughout. I know like that orange one has these beautiful little leaves in it that you could, if you're doing a fall themed one, you could tuck those in the layers, tons of different things that you could do. I'm also using the big, gigantic, awesome ones that came in the green and the orange, I believe, and they are huge, and I put them over my O's so that they kind of help highlight the word spook there. I also had this piece of pattern paper, just a scrap that was hanging out on my desk, and again, trying to use up scraps. I felt like it worked, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that down there. It is from Maggie Holmes, her summer line from this year, and it just happened to be there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm thinking I'm done, but it's missing something for me. So in order to bling this up a little bit, I am taking a page from Daisy and Jody, who have recently both created layouts with sequin banners, and they are awesome. And so I went ahead and made one myself. Now, they're all three of them are a little bit different, so if you haven't really noticed them yet, go back and check them out so you can see. Daisy used it with the big, really cool big ones on her first layout from September. Jody used it as a neat little kind of layering aspect to her latest layout that she created, and this is my take on doing that as well. So banner sequins is kind of a thing right now. Hop on that bandwagon and create one yourself because it's tons of fun and it makes a really, really neat look. So go ahead and do that. I wanted it to kind of flow into my layout, so I'm actually going to stitch it into right into the middle, and then it pops back out, and then I do some more, and then I stitch it back into the background. So I am literally stitching this banner. It's just a really large stitch, and that's where all the sequins come. I tried to mix it up. I'm using the pink passion, and I think I use a tiny bit of the green as well, and I just absolutely love the way it turns out. So I do hope you enjoyed this take on this layout. The first one for it's October. I don't know why I keep saying September. I felt like it was a really good way to kick off October, doing a lovely Halloween layout. I know Halloween's at the end of the month, but it works. And I also wanted to show you how you can do something like that in a non-traditional way. I know a lot of people think Halloween and you go straight to like the orange and the purple and the black, but you do not have to do that, especially if you have little girls or little boys that are not quite into the scare factor yet, and they're still just these cute little whatever they so want to be. This is a really good way to document the holiday, but keeping it into the cute factor that they are at that age, which is where my kids are. So I'm going to just finish off with a few little, you can see those sparkly stars there. It just came from the same thicker pack from the word spook, and I just like the added little finishing touches. I did try to add in a pumpkin. That doesn't make it. However, I do add a little bird down at the bottom, which you will see in my finished layout, just to kind of finish it off. Make sure if you are going to be purchasing some sequins this month, you head on over. You can use my code Christy15. It will give you 15% off in the shop. And here is a look at my finished layout. I love it. I feel like it just kind of all came together just the way I wanted. And of course, a close-up to the words so you can see those really big sequins as well. I'll see you all really soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.